Yo, what up and welcome to this video. Today we're going to be talking about something extremely important, aka why do most cold email campaigns fail, and understanding that it's not the copy. And it might sound crazy in the era of finding the best cold email scripts and best cold email tools. You might be surprised that, wow, it's actually not my script. And yeah, that's the case. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you exactly what is the biggest reason why most cold email campaigns fail, and why I see hundreds of companies on monthly basis run the same cold email campaigns, make the same mistakes, and pretty much just struggle to make anything work. You know, they keep running the same cold email stuff for a year, nothing works, they test like a million different things, and then they conclude that cold email doesn't work in our niche, our prospects don't buy from cold email, yada yada yada. So yeah, it's gonna be great stuff. It's gonna be pretty simple, but extremely valuable. If you just understand this one concept, it's gonna improve your cold email like hit rate, like the amount of campaigns you launch that actually succeed, by a mile. And it's also gonna give you a predictable base and like a replicable, if that's the word, base to launch cold email campaigns and actually get them working. Also called cracking outbound. So yeah, of course, if you've never been on this channel, you might think, okay, who am I talking about cold email? I'm not gonna give you the whole spiel, but we have been doing cold email, or I have been doing cold email since like 2019. And with our team, we have been doing it for the last 4 years very actively, managing and consulting on thousands of cold email campaigns. We personally have run cold email campaigns for hundreds of different companies, and are for ourselves, booked tens of thousands of meetings, generated tens of millions of dollars in revenue, and yeah, just being like trenched in cold email. We are one of the only Clay enterprise partners in the whole Europe, and one of the only ones in the world. We got all the certification from Smartlead and Instantly and all the different tools. And I would consider ourselves pretty hardcore power user of cold email. That's where most of our money has come from for years. And this is pretty much going to be like the main thing that took me a way too long time to understand, unfortunately. So when it comes to cold email, it's super important to understand that there's like two different like sets of like cold email variables, two different things or two different categories of things to focus on. There's the first one, which is pretty much the inputs. Boom. It's the inputs that actually go into the cold email, and I'll explain this in a second. And then there's also the amplifiers. And these are both like completely different things, and they should be focused on completely different parts of the cold email campaign, actually building it. And the big reason why most people fail is because they focus on the wrong thing at the wrong time. So what are the amplifiers? Amplifiers is pretty much like everything that amplifies an already existing campaign. So this would, for example, be, if we take like a really, really common example of Clay.com is like a massive amplifier in most cases. Of course, it can be used for enriching and all of these things, but Clay or any kind of personalization, AI agents, any different like lead magnet, or any different like strategies, or like hacks that you implement in the cold email campaign, like one-liner campaigns versus lead magnet campaigns versus Loom audit campaign, different, like pretty much any like outbound tech. So anything that goes beyond like the normal sending tools and normal infrastructure tools, like all of the new and fancy ones, this goes into it. And I don't know if there's any other examples to give. That's pretty much it. So amplifiers are the things that you put into a cold email campaign, and it makes it work better. You know, a lot of people are extremely obsessed with Clay and all of this new fancy GTM technology. You go on LinkedIn and you see a million posts made about this new AI agent and this new N8N automation that replaced their whole marketing team and is booking us million meetings a month. I love these fancy tools. And a lot of people in the year 2025 have been absolutely brainwashed into thinking that these are the things that make cold email work. There's a lot of people who sell, for example, Clay. You know, there's a lot of Clay agencies or Claygencies or Gagencies who post on LinkedIn like, if you don't use Clay, you're not going to make any money. And if you don't use this AI agent that I built and that I sell for $5,000, you're not going to get cold emails to work. Like the only way for you to make this work is to buy our really fancy tool. And yes, of course, those tools can massively increase the performance of a cold email campaign, but it's not what makes it work. Then there's the side of inputs, and this is pretty much the basic ones. Again, I hate to talk about always the boring, unsexy, not cool, non-AI things. But this is pretty much your niche, your offer, your angle, your unique mechanism, your like language. I'll just use the word language and stuff like this. So who are you actually selling to? What are you actually selling them? What angle are you taking on why this is relevant right now? What is your unique mechanism based on, of course, the market awareness and problem awareness and sophistication of the market? What kind of language are you using? Are you speaking in highly technological or highly technical terms and complex terms and highly sophisticated words? Are you simplifying the language down? Which one are you using? And this is the thing that people miss. Usually, if you're looking to run cold email, or maybe you're doing cold email right now and it's not working, you go on LinkedIn or you go on YouTube and you see all of these videos about these fucking expensive tools and really complex tools to use. And you think, oh shit, the reason why my campaign is not working is because I'm not spending $500 a month on Clay. And then you go and you take a Clay course and you watch a bunch of Clay videos and you get a Clay account and you waste like a month in building some kind of a Clay enrichment workflow, waterfall, 17-step Trigify workflow to add some kind of an esoteric RSS feed scraped personalization into your campaign. And like, finally, this is gonna hit and this is gonna work. And all of that, after all of this work, spending all this money, spending all this time and effort into doing it, you launch the campaign, nothing happens, boom, you're cooked. Oh, I guess cold email doesn't work in our niche. So what people do is they focus on the amplifiers before they focus on the inputs, which is completely the wrong thing to do. It's the same thing as you think that you want to get ripped, you want to get jacked, you want to get into good shape, but instead of actually going into the gym and first figuring out how to work out well, what kind of workouts you even need to do, how to sleep, how to eat, you just go and straight just rip protein powder, creatine, trenbolone, and just go rip bunch of steroids and bunch of supplements. Like, that's great and all, but that's not the root cause of your problem why your cold email isn't working. So any single time when you're running any cold email campaigns, before you go into and do any of this fancy stuff and spend any of this money and energy into this stuff, first, make sure that your inputs are dialed in. Because I can guarantee you, once your inputs are working and once you have all of these inputs aligned and set up correctly, once you're targeting the right niche for your offer, once you're offering them the right thing, once you understand the niche actually in a good way, once you have the good angle, once you have a good unique mechanism, once you're communicating the right way or right language, like, your campaign is going to cook. It's gonna work. It's going to cook with 3 O's. Even if you're sending the emails out manually. Even if you're using the worst email sending tool with the worst lead list, like, it's gonna still fucking work. Because at the end of the day, you're selling something that people want. If you can't get your campaign working by manually sending out emails, you won't be able to get it working with any of the other tools. Like, that's like a guarantee. Or maybe there's like a 3% of cases where it actually makes a difference. But like in 97% of the cases, like, if you can't get it out, or if you can't get it working without any of the extra fancy mumbo jumbo, like, it's not gonna work. No matter if you use 100 Clay tables, and no matter if you hire 10 GTM engineers to work in your campaigns, and no matter how many AI agents you install into your process, like, it's not gonna fucking work. Because the only thing you're doing is, let's say you have like a garbage email. So this is your email. Boom, boom, you have your copy here, you have your offer, you have your call to actions, and you're sending them out to these people. Boom. You're sending them out to these people. Like, if this copy is bad, if it is fundamentally bad, and when I say copy, I don't mean the actual copywriting. Like, if you're actually selling something that these people do not want, like, no matter how personalized it is, or what database you got the lead from, like, they are not gonna magically want it. Like, a lot of people say like, Apollo leads are saturated and everyone's hitting them up. Like, that's why my campaign isn't working. Like, nah, bro, like, if you had a great offer and your niche actually wanted to buy it and the unique mechanism was good and it matched their awareness level about the problem, like, I don't care how many times they're getting hit up with cold email, like, even if they're getting 1,000 cold emails a day, like, someone will want to buy that. You know? Pretty simple. Pretty self-explanatory. And like, you're probably there, like, if you're not a complete retard, you're thinking, oh yeah, this makes sense. Like, this is what I'm already doing, or this is what I should be doing. But like, most people are not. Like, most people and most companies are not doing this. Like, they are just like absolutely degenning on all these tools because they're fun and they're sexy and they're cool. Like, you don't need this stuff. Like, I really rarely, like, right now I'm launching like a 27K lead list campaign. I have like 80 inboxes on it, 27K leads, and I'm not using any of this stuff. Like, I scrape the leads from Apollo because it doesn't matter. Like I know if I can't get it working without clay, for example, like I know it's not gonna cook, even if I do clay. So boom, like when you're building cold email campaigns, like first just like run the first few campaigns with this. Like just have like, for example, 3 market segments like this. Like this is, for example, what I'm doing right now. Have 3 different market segments that you can reach out to and you can sell to. So this is like segment A, segment B, segment C. And then inside each one of these segments have, for example, 3 different variations of your offer, like this. Boom. Oh shit, this is, oh, whatever, you get the point. So you have like 3 different market segments, and then you have like 3 different variations of your offers. You're talking about different pain points, you're using a different angle, you're using a different offer, you're using whatever, different unique mechanism. And then just rip these without anything fancy. First of all, it's gonna be way cheaper to launch. Second of all, you can get it way out faster. Third of all, there's no distractions, so you'll actually see it. And then one of these segments, one of these industries or one of these targetings is gonna work better than the others. So for example, let's say that the segment B performed the best, so it was the winner, and these 2 were losers. And then you just look at the winning segment and you just look at, okay, which one of these campaigns performed the best? This got you 3 leads, this got you 4 leads, and this got you 9 leads. Boom! Like that's what you wanna be ripping. Really simple. And then you can take this campaign and you can further test it using the same exact method. Or then you can go and you can take this. Let's say you're getting every 1,000 leads that you reach out to. Let's say you're getting 9 positive leads from there or 9 positive responses from there. Then you can go on and you can implement some kind of a clay enrichment workflow to get higher quality leads, or buy leads from a different database, or have some kind of a different outbound stack, or use some kind of different strategy. And maybe you can get it from 9 positive responses from 1,000 to, let's say, 13. So you get like a small lift in the performance, and then you can keep cooking on it. And then you can just either increase the volume or keep enhancing with it. But what most people do is they go and they have these 1,000 leads, and they may like they have a campaign that like performs really poorly, and then they add a bunch of this shit in there. And yeah, you might get a nice lift. You might get like, on average, like instead of 1, you might get like 1.2 leads per 1,000 responses or 1,000 emails sent. So that's great. But because your campaign is just so bad anyways, like it doesn't really impact in anything. You have to be sending out tens of thousands of emails to see any kind of statistical difference. So yeah, this is the biggest reason why most cold email campaigns fail. And it's just the truth, man. Like it's bad out there. I know you want to use all the fancy tools, but unfortunately, just like that's just not going to do it for you. So first, get it right, and then amplify it. You know, it's way easier to first get to the gym, get a good workout routine, start sleeping well, start eating well, and then when you add that trenbolone, then when you add that whatever steroid or whatever supplement you're taking, then it's gonna give you that extra 20% lift, and that 20% lift is actually gonna matter because you're already getting results. Like if you just gotta start ripping protein powder and just sitting on your ass playing RuneScape all day long, like that 20% is not really gonna show. Like yeah, you're getting a bit more protein in, but like it won't matter because you're still a fat piece of shit. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Subscribe to the channel, press like, comment, do whatever you want. Again, I don't really care. I wish you a great rest of your day.